For this problem, we are given information about 4 different histograms, the mean, median, and standard deviation, and then we just have to match 1 through 4 to A, B, C, and D. And just kind of examining this really quickly, all of them except for 2 have the same mean and median. That's different for this second option. And then the other important piece of information is the standard deviation. I'll start by using this. The standard deviation tells you the spread of your data. The greater the number, the greater the spread. So if I examine, let's say, these 4 graphs, I notice that at the bottom, it tells you where the data start and stops. If we look at this standard deviation of 22, it's the largest one. This should be associated with the graph that has the greatest spread. Like this one goes from 37 to 87. This one's a little further, 27 to 87. This is narrower, but if you look at this last one, the data goes from, maybe not quite -3, but from really close to there up to 117. That is the largest spread of information, so it's got to be that this is going to correspond to option 4. So graph D, I'm going to select the 4th option. Likewise, I'm going to now look at the smallest standard deviation. No particular order I'm going in, I'm just like, what's jumping out at me? Like, this is the smallest standard deviation. Which of the remaining 3 graphs has the least amount of spread? And that looks to be option C, because it's going from 52 to 62, compared to options A and B, which are definitely further spread out. So, okay, this one has got to correspond to a standard deviation of 1.8. So for C, I'm going to choose option 1. And that leaves us with A and B. And if you look at the last 2 options, we have a standard deviation of 10 and 11. So that's like really close. So that means we're going to use this other information to distinguish the 2 graphs. So let's go back to these 2 choices. I'm going to start with, let's say, this one, option 2. I see the mean and the median are both 62, and the standard deviation is 10. And the middle of the data in graph B appears to be, maybe roughly around 57, whereas up here, it looks more like, maybe 62 is the middle of the graph. So I guess what I'm saying here is, for this choice, option 2, I think that's going to correspond to graph A, because 62 appears to be the center of the data. So I'm going to say for option A, I'll choose 2. By process of elimination, it's got to be that the remaining one, 3, refers to graph B, but that makes sense. 57 appears to be about the middle of the data. The spread is similar to this option, so I'm going to select this one. So I'll check my answer, and that is it for this problem.